This is good old Grimlock X, the Wolf God. Now, the term budget phone. What exactly is a budget phone? And why is it called that? Well, you think, okay, well, we're all in a we all want a phone that's right around our budget range where we can afford it. You know, the first one was the iPhone SE first gen. Came out in 2016. I bought one, I got one. It was a great phone to have, great to use. It was a great handy thing. Plus, it was a 5S with the iPhone 6 processor. It only reached the level of the update of 15.4. Okay? Now, I know that the time that my first gen iPhone couldn't get iOS 16.0. I'm thinking, okay, well, it won't reach it that far anymore because it's an old phone. It can no longer be able to carry the update of 16.0. Now, last year around this time, I bought my third phone, which is the phone I'm using right now. It is the Apple iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022. It's a year old. Now, I love using it because it has a lot to offer. It's got updated to 17.0, iOS 17.0. Now, at some point, I became a fan of this 3rd gen because Apple has done some work on security and privacy, which we're also praying to hope it works. And it does what Tim Cook said it would do, but we're not holding our breath. But the iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022 price was $429. I was thinking, the 3rd Gen, I've always liked the SE Special Edition, which is one of my favorite phones ever that Apple has brought out, because my first phone was the iPhone 5S, which I like. Do I miss it? No, I don't. Now, the iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022 is the body of the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 13 processor, which is not a bad thing. Now, I would think more of your best budget phone. Samsung has the A12, which I have. I like it. Apple has the iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022. The reason I call it the 3rd Gen because it's a third iPhone SE. Now, my son has the iOS. No, I'm sorry. He has the iPhone SE 2. It's the second gen. Now, that one is not bad phone he has. Does he use it? No. But the SE is a good budget phone. Now, again, if you're on a budget in some sense, the SE is a very good phone. Now, the Samsung A12 is also a good budget phone. if you're on a budget. Now, a lot of people will are willing to spend 500, 600, 800, nearly $1,000 for a new phone that has the iPhone iOS 17 update. Now, the iPhone 15 just came out today. Now, if you're willing to spend nearly $1,000 to $1,200 for a new phone, your best bet is, if you want to save some dough, get the iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022. If you want to save some moolah, some dough, some cash, the SE 3rd Gen 2022 is the best bet. Plus, if you also want to look for a Samsung budget phone, the A12 is also a good one, but also there's the A15. It was the new one that came out this year. I think like about a couple months ago, I think. But again, if you want to save on some cash on an iPhone, get the SE 3rd Gen 2022. I like it, and it's not a bad phone. I like the phone. It's pretty good, not too bad. Never gave me any problems. I took care of it. I've always been smart about it lately, and now you always want to be smart about what phone you want to get. How much are you willing to spend? Which iPhone you want to get? Now, I want to have this idea, a question on: has anybody who owns an iPad ever thought about Apple should try to make something like equivalent to the iPhone SE, like an iPad SE, where someone could save a few bucks here and save some cash on an iPad that's special edition? I think that an idea is pretty good. You know, if you want an iPad that's an SE like the iPhone, where you could save some cash on a budget, not too bad, you know. Now, SE stands for Special Edition. I like that because you're not really spending very much on your phone anyway. Now, the first gen SE was about $500, about close to $500. But the 3rd gen is a lot lower than the 1st gen iPhone SE because it's $429. You get two choices of colors, black or red. No, I got the red one. When I got my phone, I was hoping for a gunmetal gray look, because to me that's just something simple, nothing hoity-toity, you know. That I don't really like the hoity-toity shit, you know. But I stood there for a moment. I'm thinking it wouldn't hurt for me to get a red one. It wouldn't hurt at all. So I was thinking, you know what? I'll take the red one. Why complain? You know, why, like, oh man, I don't want a red one. I want, like, I was praying for a gunmetal gray look, but you know what? That's fine. Red's fine. You know, it's okay. So I had it for a long time, for about a year or so. I like the phone. I like how it looks. It's really cool looking. I like it, you know. And never complained except for the color. But you know what? The color started to grow on to me. No complaints, you know. Never really complain on Well, I thought it was going to be a rose gold. No, look, look. There's always eBay or Amazon. If you want a rose gold iPhone, from a few years ago. But I've always wanted to get the first iPhone that came out in '07, keep it in the box, kind of like a trophy, kind of like the head on the wall, kind of thing. But I've always wanted to really look at the phone. I thought this is the first iPhone that changed the game. Period. I think that's pretty cool. Also, I think that you gotta wonder. You really gotta wonder on why they call it a budget phone. Well, again, if you're on a budget, and you only got a few bucks in your pocket or a few $100s in your pocket, just something to have in the, and whatnot. So, I mean, it's honestly, it beats spending nearly $1,000 or $500, $800, all that stuff. $429 is very reasonable to me. Very, very, very reasonable, because I thought, you know what? It's not very much. It is a little bit, but it's not. It's just that way. But I think that when you look at it from a common sense, common sense, the SE is really a good phone to have in 2023 and also in 2024, because again, you want a phone that you could afford. Nothing to where you gotta save up to get the iPhone 14 or 15 or whatnot. Because if you really want to be smart about it and very honest with yourself, your best bet is to spend $430 on a iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022. Now, if you look at the iPhone SE 3rd Gen, like the 1st and 2nd Gen, its lifespan on the updates is about 7 years. So after 7 years, see 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 28, 29, about 2030 is when it will no longer able to update to the new iOS update. That'll be 2030. So the iOS iPhone SE, the 1st Gen, it was the last, because 2022 was the last year that the iPhone SE 1st Gen would update to 15.4. That was the last update, I think. I'm thinking maybe it's 15.6, but I could be wrong, honestly. So when iOS 16 came around in 2022, it changed the game. Now, my thing is, I want to have the best security, the best privacy, the best tools that I could have on my phone to protect myself from hackers and scammers and identity theft and shit like that. But in a way, you gotta think, okay, well, iOS 8 was a big game changer because the encryption. Now, this was iOS 8, and at the time, the former FBI director went fucking nuts went nuts and just went fucking nuts because of Google and Apple decided to update their devices to where um, they're like locked. You can't even get into them. And the reason is that at the time, the 5S and 5C just updated to 8.0 and changed the game because Steve Jobs was about protecting. He didn't trust the government at all. Steve Jobs never trusted anybody, not in a three-piece suit and a fake smile, because Apple was a company that really was changing the game on home computers and shit like that. And in the early '90s, when Bill Clinton was in office, starting his first term, he was waging war on encryption. Waging war until the Supreme Court stated that, hey, it's free speech. Encryption is, hey, Billy boy, if you didn't like it, go fuck yourself, kind of thing, Now, the FBI director at the time, when iOS 8 came out, was updated, it changed the game again. It was encryption for devices like the iPhones and tablets and stuff like that, iPad, all that shit. But the truth is, you have these freelancers willing to work for the FBI and NSA to do what the FBI and NSA can't do, because you have tech-savvy people with smartphones and computers and stuff like that, and tablets, learning how to protect themselves against undesirable but in reality, I think, when you look at the iPhone and the Android devices, stuff like that, I think encryption is the best thing, but how to use it and going on how to using it and going on how to use it is another thing. Because Tim Cook needs to really pull his head out of his ass and stop producing in China. Because I tell you what, if you make your stuff here in the United States and not China, dude, because the Chinese government have a huge over Apple, because their own people is, look, I feel for the people of China. They're under the boot of the communist regime that's dangerous and don't give a rat's ass. Okay, look at Naomi Wu, the 60 cyborg. She was silenced by the communist Chinese government. Why? I like her. She's pretty cool. Very tech savvy, But the thing is, the Chinese government is kind of like the Democrats. They don't like getting criticized. They hate getting criticized, And, because the thing is, there's a lot of shit going down. A lot of shit going down, you know. And there's so much crap that people are tired of, and I don't. And you know what? I don't blame them one bit. I don't. You know, and I do believe in encryption. I do believe in privacy. I do believe in just being left alone. Because with the phones we have in our pocket, and ladies, you have it in your purse and shit, you know, your phone's in your purse, and guys, we have it in our pocket, you know. We all have the concern of, will our phones be will it be tracked? Duh. You know, if you use the right browser, the right VPN, you know, the right ones, you know, and you would think, okay, what about email or or private messaging? You gotta think here. You gotta think hard, though. You know, we all want privacy, security. You know, now the thing is, we ask ourselves those questions to ourselves. What can we do? See, our phones can work both ways. Okay, can work both ways. You know, it's kind of like a open door, and you got to think, okay, how do we do this? How can we? Right VPN, right browser. Okay, right browser. And also, you want to have a browser that has that can block tracking and block cookies. You know, all that shit. You know, certain apps like Facebook and Instagram can track you. All these different apps can track your ass. I mean, it's very if you hit the tracker blocker and shit like that. So you either go with they use Tor, because they got the best track blocker too. Or bot also a good VPN. Opera has a tracker block tracker block can block tracking. So it can to go. And so again, you know, the iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022 is a really good phone on a budget. If you don't want to spend $1,000 or $800 or $500 or whatnot to get a new iPhone, because it's worth it. $429 is not too bad. Honestly, it's not bad. Not too bad. All right, guys, it's good old Grimlock X, the Wolf got here. Just want to say, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, leave a like, comment below, hit the bell for notification. Always live healthy, well, and wise. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.